Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Now a bit of a sort of thought experiment here tonight. I'm going to have a go at an extra region Sudoku from the UK Open Championship recently. This is the second of that type of puzzle that appeared there. But just a warning, I'm a bit drunk, so this may go very badly. And in the past, I know when I've attempted ordinary Sudoku when drunk, I've had a much worse record of breaking the puzzle or going wrong than normally. So let's see what happens today. If you watched me solve the last extra region Sudoku, you were probably one of the people who commented that they were shouting at the grid that I should be spotting things. That'll probably be even worse today. So let's see. And let's have a look at this. So remember, the extra constraint here is that the grey shapes, each grey shape in the grid, and there are 4 of them, must contain each of the numbers from 1 to 9 in, and they're 9 cells big, so 1 of those each. Right, ones down here. We've got a 1 in column 7, a 1 in column 8. Let's get a 1 in column 9. That's the only place it can go. And 1s across the middle in this box. The only possible place for a 1 because of that one, that one, that one, and that one is there. In it goes. It's not so obvious up here. It's in one of these 2 spots, and down here one of these 2. But these are the last ones we have to place, and since one of them has to be in this grey shape and one of them has to be in this grey shape, therefore that's a 1, that isn't, and that's a 1, and that's all the ones in the grid. What have we got? 7s. We've got 2 7s there, so either that or that is a 7. In this box, either a 7 there or a 7 there. But I'm not sure how helpful that is. In fact, I'm not even sure. I'm going to put these 2s in. There must be 1 in one of those 2 cells because of the 2s here and here. I'm not even sure if this notation is going to be the best for this puzzle. We shall see. Look at this, the grey shape down in this corner. In this box, it has 5 of its cells. The other 4 are outside the box. Those 4 must contain the cells that are white in this box. So those 4 cells outside the bottom right box must contain 3, 4, 7 and whatever is here, because these must contain 1 and whatever it is out of 2, 5, 6, 8, 9 that are in here. The ones outside must be 3, 4, 7 and the number from that white cell. And this place here has 3, 4, 7 already in its column. So that must be the same as this. So both, I'm going to put an X in there because to represent that they're the same number, although I don't know what it is. Now that puts 7, 4 and 3 in these 3 cells, and this one has a 3 and a 4 in its row, so that must be the 7. The other 2 are 3 and 4 in some order, and that determines which of those is a 7. That gives us a 7 in one of these 2 cells. We've worked out which of these 2 7s is right. What have we got? A 7 in one of those 3, but we don't know which one. Ooh, that was quite useful though. Now, where is a 7 going to go in this grey shape? We've got 7s in this column, and this column. So that puts a 7 either here or here. It can't be in this one because of that 7. So that's a 7 at the top. So you need to be sometimes using regular Sudoku, sometimes using the shapes, and sometimes just looking for odd things. Now look, there's a 7 here and a 7 here. So we've got 7 in one of these 2 cells. And a 7 here and a 7 here makes a 7 in one of these 2 cells. Remember, in both those cases, the top cells are ruled out by this 7 in the top row. Now, only one of those can be in the grey shape. So this must be one of the two 7s. And this one therefore can't be, this one therefore can't be, this must be the 7. That's a lovely bit of logic. And now look again, same bit of logic that we were using before. The white cells here, 3, 4, 7 and X, must appear in the grey cells outside that box. Up here we've got 1, 2, 3, 7 in the white cells, 1, 7, these two must be 2 and 3, although I admit I don't know the order yet. But that looks like a useful deduction. Now, is there anything else we can conclude down here? No, where should I be looking next? This cell is a naked single, and I think it has been from the start. It's got 7, 8, 9, 1 in the row, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the column, so that's a 2. That gives us 8 and 9 in those two cells. Now, that's not 8 and 9 where they must be in their box, it's within the grey shape. And I've got to try and remember what my notation is meaning as I go along, because otherwise I could get in some difficulty. Now we've got 8, 9, 1, 7 in the shape. And that's interesting. This 3 or 4 here, that rules out whichever it is, whether it's a 3 or a 4. That means in this grey shape, those 3 cells aren't that 3 or 4, and this one isn't either because it's got both a 3 and a 4 in its column. So whichever this is out of 3 and 4, this must be the other one. Do you see? Assume it's a 3, there can't be a 3 here or here, so there must be a 3 here. But assume it's a 4, there can't be a 4 here or here, so it must be here. So that now gives us a 3-4 pair in this box. And that makes this either a 5 or 6, because all the other numbers are in the row. How about this? Yes, this can't be 8 or 9 because they're already in the grey shape. So that also has to be 5 or 6. So the X has to become one of 8 or 9, and we know the other X is the same. So that's something else. Now, one of these is a 2, but the other one's an 8 or 9. How about the grey shape? We've got 8, 9, 1, 7. One of these 3 is a 2, but I can't tell which one. Does that help us down here? No. If one of these 3 is a 2, this isn't a 2, this isn't a 2. Interestingly, this isn't a 2 because one of these is a 2 and one of these is a 3. So this can't be either a 2 or a 3 because one of those is in one of the boxes, one of them is in the other. So that's 4, 5 or 6. That's not 2, that's not 2 because there's a 2 up here. So 2 in this box is either here or here. And I'm starting to just begin to confuse myself here. This is either 6 or 9 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 are in the row and 8 in the column. 3 is one of those 3, but we don't know which one. 2, 3, 7, 4, 5. 5 is either there or there. I'm not going to fill that in though. Now, does one of these have to be a 2, or could neither of them be the 2? Yeah, one of those has to be a 2. Don't know if that helps. Means that's not a 2. This is 5, 6, or 9 because it's in the same row as 3, 1, 7, 4, the same column as 8, and the same shape as a 2 because one of those is a 2. 1 of those is 5, 6. Is that helpful? No, not really. Now, how about along here? 1, 7, no, they're all a bit too variable. So now I am beginning to get a little bogged down, which is a shame. If this was a 2, that would be a 3, that would be a 2. There'd have to be a 2 in one of those. One of these would have to be a 2. But that wouldn't be resolved. Oh, look at that. I'm so sorry. I've written a 3 up there. This is what you've been shouting at for a while. I had a 2-3 pair, and there's a 3 that solves it, and that gets quite a few cells finished. So there you go. I'm going to put that down to the drink. Fill in. Is this definitely a 2? No, I'm not sure if it is. Yes, it is, because this one can't be now. So that is a 2. 28179. 1 of 3, 4 must be here. 1 of 5, 6. So these two are the other ones of 3, 4 and 5, 6. 8 and 9 are in this box is the other way to look at it. And therefore there must in this box be an 8 or 9 in the top row as well as an 8 or 9 in the bottom row. So let's put in the 8 or 9 there. This one could be any of 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment. Now, just as we used the 2 and 3 there, before I realised that I could have worked out which they were, 3 and 4 here have to definitely be different. So that means this cell, which is viewed by both of them, can't be 3 or 4, can't be 2, 1, 7, they're in the same row, or 8, 9. This is another 5, 6 pair. Don't know which one yet. But we do also know that there is another 5, 6 and a 2 in these 3 cells because the grey shape needs one more of those and another 3, 4. So in this column we would now have a 1, 2, 9, 7, 2 that are a pair of 5, 6s, 2 that are a pair of 3, 4s. The only place for an 8 is at the bottom. So in that goes. Now that's interesting for this grey shape, because where is an 8 going to go here? Not here because of this 8 that we've just put in. Not here because of the same 8. It's in the same box. Therefore 8 must be one of these 3 cells, and that sorts out that 9. That makes that 8. That makes this one a 9. This one had to be the same as that one. We remember they were both X's. 9 is one of these 2, therefore because of that 9 as well it's one of those 2, and because of that 9 it's there. That's good. So 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, no, don't quite know what to do. We've got 5, 6, 8 to come in the first column, 4, 6, 8 in the second. Can't see necessarily how that's helping us straight away. Come on, nearly there now, I think. These are a 2, 8 pair. I mean, we've been able to see that for a while. 3, 4. One of these is 5 or 6, and one of them is 2 or 8. This one can't be 5 or 8, so that's 2 or 6. Yeah, don't quite know how that works. Now, I'm probably missing something that everybody can see again. That's quite possible. 7, 3, but I'm just still scanning around trying to find somewhere I can go. That's either 6 or 8. Now I think all my notation is the only possibles in the cell, so that should at least help us narrow down what we're looking at. That one is 6 or 8 because there's 4 or 5 in the row. Come on, 7, 3, 8, 2, 1. Now this grey shape down here, we haven't used all that much yet. Maybe there's something we can do. 9s, there's a 9 here and a 9 here. So that means the 9 in this grey shape must be either here or here. Now why that's interesting, Can you see there's I'll just go through that again. There's a 9 in row 6 and a 9 in row 7. So that's ruled out all of those parts of the grey shape. So in the grey shape down here, either this or this is a 9, and that means this cell can't be a 9 because one of them must be looking straight at it. So this isn't a 9. The only place left in this box for a 9 is there. So that resolves what that can be. This one is part of the 6-8 pair, and that's quite interesting because we now have 6-8 as a pair in the column as well. So we have 3, 4, 5 to place. That must be 4 or 5. Don't really know out of those two which are 3, 4 or 5. 4, 3, 7, 9, 2, 5, 2, 7, 3. Can't quite see how to finish off. Now, let's have another look at this grey shape. 7, 1, 9 and 2 already used in the shape. And we know that 8 is one of these 3. Actually, we know it's not this one because we've got a 6-8 pair already in that column. So 8 is one of those 2. 8, 2, 1, 9, 7. Oh, I still don't really know how to resolve the other 3, 4, 5 and 6. One of these is a 2. In fact, 2 must be... I am going to go back to Snyder notation for these 2s. It's one of those 2 cells, and down here it's one of these 2 cells, but we don't know which one. In fact, this one at the bottom is part of a 2-6 pair along the bottom row. 8, 7, 1, 6, 9. The only place for a 9 down here in this box I'm in, 9 there rules out those 3. 9 in the shape rules out that one and that one, so this is a 9. So that fixes the 2 there. And 6. 1, 2, 8, 9, 7. 3. One of those 2 is a 3. That doesn't necessarily help. 3, 1, 9, 7, 4, 6. Oh, nearly. Oh, well, that 9 together with that 9 puts a 9 up here. 9, 7, 3, 2, 3. This is part of a 6-8 pair along the top. Feels like the puzzle should be kind of giving up now, but it's not. So it strikes me as quite a well set one. Let's have a look at this shape up here. We've got 2, 1, 9, 7, 3. This could be 4, 6, 8. This could be 5, 6, 8. 8 must be one of those 3, must be an 8. 2, 7, 2, 7. Oh, come on, we just need one more spot. And again, you've probably spotted it and I probably haven't. One of those 2 is a 3. I think I probably remarked that before. That 5, 6 can't be the same as that one, or there'd have to be one of those 3 would have to be a 5, 6. Is that helpful? It means that is the same as that. No, it's not particularly helpful. Come on, 3, 1, 9, 7, 4. Getting a bit stuck now. This is another 4, 5, 6 possibility. 1, 2, 7. 4 would have to be here, here, or here in that grey shape. How about this shape up here? 1, 7, 9, 8. No, just don't know. As I say, I feel I'm really close to having this cracked wide open. If I could just break one of these pairs, I think we'd really have it done here. 2 is either there or there, and that makes this one either 5 or 8. 1, 9, 7, 2. One of those is an 8. 7. Where's a 3 gonna go? Could that be a 3? Yes, it could. In fact, if these are limited to not being 3, yes, 3 can't be there. There must be a 3 along here. There we go. So this 3 means that for this shape, there must be a 3 along here. And that does decide which of these two are 4 and 3. That resolves this 3 as well. The 3 in the central box must be in the middle. 8, 1, 3, 2, 7, 9, 6. Now that 4, 3 pair, that surely had some ramifications. This is 4, 5, or 6 here. Still don't quite know which one. I really thought we were going to blow. Okay, now the 4 here means there's not a 4 along here, and that means in this grey shape the only possible place for a 4 is now here. That gives us, well, it reduces that to 5 or 6. That means the only possible place for a 4 in the centre is here. So these are now 2, 5 and 2, 5, 6 are the possibilities. 4 at the top must be in one of those two. 7, 8, 3, 9, 1, 2. 4 over here can't be there because of this 4, and it's not there, so it is in that row there. That makes this a 5. 1, 9, 5, 7. That's a 2, 8, and 4 in the middle. Simply 1, 9, 2. That can't be 8. This one is either 6 or 8. We've got a 6, 8 pair in this box, so that fixes the 4. 6 or 8 here, 6 or 8 here. 47, 5, 7, 1, 4, 2, 9. Now I'm sure there are things all over that I'm not seeing now because so much is done. 5, 6 in the shape, 6, 8. One of those is a 2. Oh, this one's a 2, isn't it? Because that completes the box. That puts 2 down here, there. This is part of a 5, 8 combination. That makes this one 6 and this one 5. This one is 5. This one is 6. We get a 6 here, and now we're just finishing off. 8 there. 6, 8. We've got a 5, 6 pair here, which must be 6, 5 like that. Another 5, 6 pair down here. There's an awful lot of 5, 6 pairs in this puzzle. That gives us 5, 8 here, 6, 8 here, and 3, 8, 5 to go here in the order 5, 8, 3. And I think we're done there. So that's an entertaining puzzle. Who knows whether having had a bit of wine made this harder or easier? Maybe it freed up the brain. I don't know. So I'm sure, particularly with that 3 I was messing up there, which resolved the 3, 2 pair, that was a bit of a mess. You know, I don't know, probably you spotted something else that I was doing poorly or wrongly. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure you'll tell us in the comments. So a bit of an experiment just to see how it went. I'm quite pleased to have finished the grid correctly. Do subscribe to the channel if you enjoy watching this sort of thing, and please sponsor us on Patreon. We're introducing some puzzles for patrons there that only they can get. And thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again on Cracking the Cryptic soon. Bye now.